We got to worry about here. You've seen the stories lately, man, from Aurora and Chicago? These are Venezuelan gangs, man. They're taking over apartment buildings.
You know what? Wait a minute. I want to see it because I saw something about that.
They said
there are reports that it's happening, and there are reports that it's not happening.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's happening.
I believe it's happening.
Either that or there's a hell of a Hollywood going on in somewhere, because I saw the pictures of it.
Right.
You know, in Chicago and Aurora, and a whistleblower cop in Aurora said it's not just one building like they're reporting. He said it's all over town.
Well, there's another Aurora police, Fox News, reacts to alleged Venezuelan gang presence at apartments, quote, have not taken over. That's a Aurora police person.
The official one, right.
2 days ago.
The mayor said they did. I heard the mayor say it. I played a clip.
It's interesting because, you know, we live in such an advanced society, and it's so hard to tell what's true or not.
I know, man.
Believe that it's happening.
That's what's pissing me off too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I mean, that's what would be nice. Like, you can't trust the media because the media lies. I mean, it's like when doctors told us smoking was good for you. Now we're supposed to trust them when they say other things are good for you. The media's lied, changed so many stories. And I mean, we know the Venezuelan gangs, there was going to be issues. We know hundreds of thousands of them are in the country. And it's not like they're going to show up in America and like, oh, we're not going to do the same stuff we did in Venezuela. So I just wish we had a clear understanding of what was happening. But I mean, I saw some credible on the ground reporting that showed it was happening. And then you see the mainstream media running covers saying, oh, it's not happening.
That's how you know it is happening. That's how you got to read the media now.
Well, you claim now you blame it on the media, but then you also probably would have to blame it on the police because, I mean, the media is getting information from the police, right?
As scathing new details about Jorge Sanchez Martinez are revealed in court. WDSU's Cassie Sherm is joining us now live from criminal court with these new developments. And Cassie, what did the judge have to say about all of this?
Well, the judge today in court says she normally does not like to hold anyone without bond, but she says it's because the circumstances. One, that he does not have a driver license here. Another one, that he was denied a visa. He has no connection to anyone in the United States, she said, as according to the DA's office. And then also that ICE is trying to detain him. She says that she's worried he's a flight risk, and she says,
the heck was that? Actually, this is the mayor that
also tonight, Aurora police say gang members have not taken over the Edge apartments. New video this week from Aurora Police Department shows the officers going door to door at those apartments yesterday. And now Aurora's interim police chief says the gang has not overrun that complex. This comes after officers spoke with residents over the past couple of days. Fox 31's Rachel Sauer joins us tonight with those details.
Yeah, Kim, well, this all comes after the Department of Homeland Security confirmed that individuals seen in video given to Fox 31 were members of a known gang. Now the Aurora Police Department says they are confident that the apartment complex is not currently being run by gangs.
This video given to Fox 31 on Wednesday showing armed men breaking into multiple apartments at the Edge at Lowry apartment complex shortly before a shootout happened in the parking lot. And it seemed almost as fast as people were moving out, others were moving in, raising concerns that a Venezuelan gang was taking over the apartment complex.
I know that this gang is here. I know that they are taking over apartment complexes. I haven't even been able to get straight answers.
In fact, the Department of Homeland Security confirmed to our news partners at News Nation some of the men pictured in the video were part of a Venezuelan gang known as Tren de Aragua. In the wake of the national attention, the city of Aurora announced they have made many arrests.
We have a task force, criminals out and get them off the streets.
And on Friday, Aurora Police Interim Chief Heather Morris said officers have been at the complex to learn more about the situation from people who live there.
We want to reassure the people that live in this community that we are actively investigating criminal activity that's happening.
And here is her assessment.
I can tell you that gang members have not taken over this apartment complex.
In the meantime, Mayor Mike Kaufman took to Facebook on Friday, saying the best course of action would be to shut the apartment.
You know what? I got a question for you, both of you. If they had taken over, let's say that they have taken over, why are they going to let the cops get that close? If they're taking over, now they have a fortified building that they run. Why are you going to let the cops come knocking on the door or even outside without them taking any gunfire or anything like that? Does that make sense?
Well, I think it depends. It depends on what your definition of taking over is. So if you go into a city block in Minneapolis that is controlled by a gang, you don't necessarily know that it's controlled by that gang. Like, that's all handled with them, and they keep control of the situation. They regulate the flow of drugs or who can go where or what kind of thing. I mean, the Venezuelan gangs, it's not like they're throwing up a Venezuelan flag and saying this is our land, but they're terrorizing the people.
No, they're not Venezuelan. They're gang members. Right. They don't have allegiance to Venezuela.
And see, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, you know what? Somebody in that building was selling drugs.
Probably. That's probably right. The objective was met. They got everybody to move out.
Yeah. I mean, somebody, well,
now it can be a crack house or a whorehouse or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's what I'm, and now, and I also think that has happened in New York many times. To answer my own question, why didn't they probably shoot at the police or whatnot? Well, you probably get some police on the tape now. I mean, if you get paid off.
You tell me that in Aurora, Colorado, and you call me whatever you want for saying this, but the best cop in that entire city is a female. How many cities have we seen get lit on fire that had 4-star female police chiefs? At least 5 or 6 I can remember right off the top of my head.
Right.
That's a trend that's crazy. That's like having a guy win the beauty contest. Let's do what we do best. Let's not pretend.
And some people are dropping in the chat too. There's reports coming out of Chicago that the same thing happens.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Right. 34 people went into this building.
Right. And I think for frame of reference, you need to think of it like gangs taking over city blocks or the mob, running areas in New York City. I mean, it's not like they're, building their own country. They just control the flow of drugs, traffic, whatever happens. The same thing they did in Venezuela. Right. They're charging protection money, I'm sure. Just all that stuff,
But you know what, though? I also think about it like this. Until that happened, you didn't hear that much about it. Yep. Now you're going to hear people saying, yeah, it's happening here too. Well, it's happening here too. Where
it probably is with 20 million illegals.
It could, and then it might not, because most of these illegals are getting homes now. They ain't worried about no apartment buildings. They getting home loans, baby, out there in California. The Senate, the California Senate just approved their side of the bill saying illegal. You know what, too? I'm getting goddamn tired of them calling them migrants. They're not freaking migrants, man. Why can't
me? They're the enemy, and we got to treat them that way.
They are not migrants. They're not. And you know what? I'll put it on my gravestone when I leave. They are not. Just because somebody comes over here, they are not migrants. They're not. Okay.
They're trespassing.
Basically, and especially if they come over here and they do it illegally, all right, they're trespassers. They're cheaters. They aren't doing anything by the law. They're not migrants. Migrants are the people that get the paperwork, get put into the system, and then they go work. Those are migrants, people. Come on, man.
Mike Lindell here, and like you, I see our country being destroyed daily. We face massive economic issues, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are people in power who threaten the values that have made our country great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest.
To get your free definitive gold guide and get started learning more about investing in gold and protecting your retirement from uncertain times, visit treasureandtrust.com now. Fill out the basic contact form and a member of the team will be in touch. Again, that's treasureandtrust.com or call 855-625-7760.